welcome back to part 8 of my game collection series. For this episode, we're going over my Nintendo DS collection. Right here is my Nintendo DS Lite. I have the black one. This is the same one that I bought years ago, basically brand new. This can play Game Boy Advance game cartridges too. Not a whole lot I really have to say about this. It's been a pretty reliable little handheld, especially when I first got it. I accidentally dropped it in the parking lot, and it was still okay even though I kind of dropped it, you know. Yeah, it's still in pretty good condition, although my touch screen is especially really scratched from, like, I don't know, I guess using the stylus too much, or, you know, sometimes I use like a mechanical pencil, because those work pretty good too. Yeah, still have the stylus too, I haven't lost that. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about this pretty good handheld, and yeah, let's get into my games, I suppose. Now, a few things to mention with my games is that some of them aren't going to be in the cases, and while they might not be in the cases, I do have the games. If I don't have them, which some of them I unfortunately don't anymore, I will mention it. But I also have some loose card-only games, and that's what we're going to start off with, are the loose card-only games. And first one is 99, or 999, 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. I haven't played this one. It's supposedly a good sort of adventure game, I guess. It's got a really good story, multiple characters and endings and other shit like that. And it's also apparently a series, and it's got like other games on PlayStation Vita and maybe PS4, I don't know. But yeah, I guess when I want to check out the series, I'll check this game out, but I might wait till I have like the other games though. Henry Hatsworth and the Puzzling Adventure. This is a really fun sort of NES-style platforming game. It's a 2D platformer mixed with a match 3 puzzle game. Basically, you switch between screens. Like, on the top screen, it's just your typical type of platformer, and on the bottom, you've got a puzzle-type game going on down there. And, you know, as you keep progressing through the level, the puzzle pieces keep rising and rising to the top, and if you don't clear out the puzzle pieces, especially certain ones, because when you kill enemies up here, they kind of go down here, and they become sort of enemy blocks, I guess, and if you don't clear them out, then they'll come back up here, and then they'll try attacking you again, and it's just kind of annoying. So yeah, you have to kind of switch between screens constantly, which to some degrees is kind of annoying, but overall I still think it's a fun game, pretty good. It can be challenging at certain parts. I think going back and grinding and just kind of leveling up yourself helps out a lot, because you know, when I was trying to just kind of run through some of the levels and I didn't really have a lot of upgrades, it made it kind of a lot harder until I got more upgrades, and it kind of made it a little easier, I think. So yeah, that's one kind of downside. You kind of have to grind a bit to level up, but yeah, really fun sort of 2D platforming game. If you like games like, I guess, Mega Man or stuff like that, this is similar in a sense. Yeah, you should definitely check this out. It's a very unique little DS game. Nicktoons, Attack of the Toybots. Don't have a lot to say about this. I kind of plan on doing a review of this at some point, but in general, this is probably the most average game I've ever played in my life. Every level consists of a beat-em-up section, a sort of racing section, and then a boss section, and then that's every level in the game. It's not terrible, it's just, you know, painfully average, you know, doesn't really do anything special. It's very by the numbers, I guess, but yeah, I originally got this really cheap, and I beat it within the time I could have returned it to GameStop and got my money back, but I don't know, since I kind of wanted to do a review of this, I just kind of wanted to kind of keep the cartridge, and plus I didn't pay a whole lot, you see, $1, so it's like, yeah, it's not a real big loss. In any case, I own this game, and one day I'll do a review on it. Spectral Force Genesis. This is apparently a strategy game that, where you take control of countries or continents or something, I don't really know. This is a series, and I don't really know much about the series, and not really into strategy games, but I guess I'll give this a shot. But, you know, since I don't have a lot to say about this game, one thing I will mention is that the reason I have a fair amount of cartridge-only DS games, even though I don't really like getting cartridge-only DS games, is because they're generally cheap from GameStop. You see this is like a little under $2, and I generally don't pay over $5 for these things at GameStop, you know? I never really would unless it's like super duper rare. But yeah, that's just something I kind of wanted to mention when I have all these. But generally, I try to get with the case and stuff, you know. And, you know, eventually one day I will get the cases and stuff for these games. That is if I keep them, you know. Rabbids Go Home. Very different from the Wii version. I have the Wii version and played it, and I really liked it. But this one is sort of like what is it? It's that sort of PC game that's like something in the Incredible Machine. I forget what it is, but it's like one of those you know, elaborate contraptions that you make where it's like you like if you were to put a golf ball in a little thing and it rolls down, it knocks over some dominoes, and then it flips a switch, you know, that type of stuff. I forget what those little trap things are called, but yeah, that's essentially what this gameplay revolves around. You try to get a rabbit to the end of the level by sort of making a path for him out of random stuff. And yeah, I think one day we'll do a review on this. So far it's not bad, it's a lot better than I expected it to be. But yeah, Rabbids Go Home. Definitely recommend you get the Wii port over this port though. Spectrobes Beyond the Portal. And one interesting thing about this one that kind of sucks is that it's probably going to be hard to see, but one of those little plastic things in between, it's like the little slits, kind of broken, so it's a little hard to get into my DS, but I can get it in and it does work. I played it for a little bit, but yeah, this is one of the many Spectrobe games I own. I have another one on DS that I'll show off shortly, and then I have the one on the Wii. Yeah, it's supposedly a fairly good RPG series made by Disney, so one of these days when I feel like playing some RPGs, I'll check out the series. Scourge the Hive. Sort of a Metroid type of game, I guess. I don't know, it's more top-down though, and not really Metroidvania or anything, but it's got a female protagonist in space, and you fight aliens, I think, and that's really all I can say about this game. It's also on Game Boy Advance, although I think they're both essentially the same version, so this might be the better one of the two, I guess. But yeah, I got this really cheap, and I guess if you see it really cheap, you should get it too. Chibi Robo Park Patrol. Got this for $1. It's the first Chibi Robo game I've played, and it's pretty fun. You know, it's a pretty fun little handheld board of Chibi Robo. You take control. You basically take control and take care of a park. And yeah, that's all I have to say about this game. Very unique and very Japanese to a certain extent, but a lot of fun, and I definitely recommend this one. One of the best DS games, and I possibly one of the best games ever made, and that's Chrono Trigger. Now, I didn't get this from GameStop, you know, I have like a different disc sleeve for it, but I actually got this from a pawn shop fairly close to me, and I got this for $2.50, which is a really good deal for this. Essentially, it's worth a whole lot more than $2.50. I mean, GameStop, they're like selling them for like close to $30 just as a cartridge, so, you know, I guess that should tell you something, but yeah, it's really good RPG. Still haven't played it yet, although I do plan on playing it real soon, because I know it's supposed to be really fantastic. But yeah, I think this is also the best port. It's certainly better than the PlayStation 1 port, which sucks, but it may or may not be better than the Super Nintendo. I kind of think it is from what all I know about it, but I don't know, it's kind of hard for me to say, not being a super duper hardcore Chrono Trigger fan. But yeah, regardless, good port of the Chrono Trigger. Definitely check it out. Dementium, the Ward, or Dementium, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but yeah, got this a while back, GameStop, for a little under $2. I think this is fairly uncommon. It's a little pricey, I don't know. I doubt it's more than $20 complete though, I don't know. But it's a first-person horror game on DS, and it's actually pretty good from what I've heard. I haven't played this yet, and I think I got the sequel on Steam, so yeah, it's maybe closer to October I'll play the series, I don't know. It just kind of depends. But yeah, if you have a DS and you like horror games, check out the Dementium series, and even if you can't find Dementium 2 on DS, you can always get it on Steam for really cheap. Exit DS. I'm not going to say a whole lot in this game. I definitely do plan on doing a review of this one at some point. But it's a puzzle platforming type of game where you save people. That's the basic gist of it. It's not super great, but it's not terrible. Really more interested in the PSP port than this one, because this one is okay in comparison to the PSP port. Yeah. If you see it's really cheap, and you like puzzle platformers, maybe you could check it out. Golden Sun, Dark Dawn. I didn't buy this from GameStop, whatever, that's why it's in a different disc sleeve. There's actually an interesting sort of purchase story behind this one, but I don't want to get into it because it could get me in trouble, I guess. But yeah, just know that I got this for an incredible deal, I guess you could say. Yeah, it's apparently a good RPG series. It's the only Golden Sun game I have, and eventually I plan on getting other ones and playing the whole series at some point. I Spy Universe. Another game that I have in a different disc sleeve, and I also got in a similar fashion to Golden Sun, which I'm not going to get into, at least for the moment, I suppose. But, yeah. I got this game before I got another game in my collection, which is the one I really wanted. But, yeah, in any case, I own this one, and I could sell it and get rid of it, I suppose, and make a little money off of it. So yeah, that's kind of what I plan on doing. But yeah, I Spy Universe and I Spy Double Pack's a decent I Spy port. If you like I Spy, you could check out this game or the whole series on TS. Little Red Riding Hood Zombie Barbecue. Got this for pretty cheap back in the day, about $5. I think this is the most I've spent for really any TS game from GameStop. And a good reason why I got this is because I kind of knew that it was a little hard to find, because I think at that point that was pretty much the only GameStop that had this game, and also like I kind of felt like this would become, you know, a little bit more hard to find as years went on. So I just, especially at this price, $5, which isn't bad, I, you know, bought it, and I'm glad I did, because I think I checked fairly recently, a couple months back, and this is like in no stores to be found, and I think this is kind of gone up in price. It's a fairly valuable DS game, I'm not 100% sure, but in any case, it's a fun little shoot 'em up type of game. It's very unique, interesting, and yeah, if you like shoot 'em up type of games, you should definitely check this game out, especially if you can get it for pretty cheap. Lock's Quest. Haven't really played this game, don't know a whole lot about it. I think it's sort of like a tower defense type of game or something. But yeah, it's supposedly good. I got this for Christmas, I think. Along with Exit DS. I remember I also got that one for Christmas, and maybe a few others, I can't remember, but yeah, supposedly a good game. If you can find this pretty cheap, you should maybe get it. Oh, and I also think that they released this to Steam recently. I don't know if it's just a straight up port or like a remaster of sorts, but yeah, if you can't find this on DS, you should maybe check it out on Steam. Spectro. This was the first Spectro game I got. I think this is the first in the series. Like I mentioned with the previous Spectro one, I did have the other one. This is the other one. Got it fairly cheap as well, $1. And yeah, sure, I would say I'll check out the series at some point. Okay, now we get into my boxed part of my collection. And starting us off is probably the more valuable games in my DS collection is Aliens Infestation. And I think I have the cartridges in there, and I got the manuals and stuff. And for the longest time, I only had the cartridge for this game, because I bought it from GameStop a while back for I think $3 or something like that. But fairly recently, I found this at a pawn shop, the same pawn shop I got Chrono Trigger from, that they had this complete in box for $5, and so I got it, because I think I also, because, I mean, one thing, you know, I want my games to be complete and have the boxes and stuff, but also I think I looked up online and it's actually fairly valuable, which is kind of a surprise to me, because this complete in box goes for about like $40, I think. So yeah, I just eventually like paid $5 and got it, and yeah, I'm pretty happy that I did. As for the game itself, it's sort of a Metroidvania style game, but in the Aliens universe, and it's also got permadeath in it, so you can switch between 4 different characters, but if one of those characters dies, they're dead for the rest of the game, basically. And I think if you lose all 4 of your characters, you get a completely different squadron or something. I don't know. I don't think that ever really happened to me, like on my legitimate playthrough. On the very first time I played this game, I lost pretty much my entire crew the first time. I was like, damn. But, yeah. If you like Metroidvania style games, you'll definitely like this one. And, yeah, you should definitely get this if you find it cheap. Dragon Quest Monsters, Joker 2. Now this one, we have it in complete and in brand new condition. I got this a couple years back at a place called Ollie's Bargain Outlet, back when they were still selling video games in there. They don't anymore for some reason, I don't know why. Maybe not enough people bought video games there, and you know, they didn't see the point in continuing it. But yeah, I got this actually a couple years after it was first released, I think, which was, I think this was released in either 2010, 2011. I probably got it in like 2013, I think. So yeah, a few years after it was first released, and this was brand new, you know, it was sealed and everything. So I was like, you know, it's probably a good price because it's 20 bucks, and it, brand new condition is a pretty good price for this. So I bought it, and yeah, it was pretty good bang for my buck, because at the time, at least for me, from what I personally recorded, this was the most time I ever spent in a video game at that point, which is about 80 hours. That was later trumped by Fallout 3, the Game of the Year edition, which I have over 200, or close to 200 hours in that game, which is an insane amount, trust me. But yeah, this is also my first introduction to the Dragon Quest series. It's okay, it's not bad, you know, it's about like Pokemon pretty much, you know, you find monsters, you capture them, fight other monsters, and yeah, it's graphically impressive too. The graphics are pretty good in this game, and yeah, if you like Dragon Quest or Pokemon style games, you'll probably love this game. Drawn to Life. Got it complete and in pretty good condition. And this is a game from my childhood. Got this brand new when it came out, and you know, I kind of got this under false hopes for me personally. The way I kind of hyped it up in my head as a kid was that I thought that this would be like basically Scribblenauts, but everything you draw, it acts and, you know, becomes the sort of object you want it to be. But that's not really the case. Because, you know, I was thinking stuff like, oh, if I draw a Pokeball, you know, it becomes a Pokeball. I could throw it and then some random Pokemon comes out and, you know, stuff like that. But no, it's not like that. It's like you have a set template of things you can draw on, and it just becomes that generic object. Like, you have to draw what your gun looks like, and you have to draw what your character looks like, and it's just stuff like that. You can't really, like, just... You're not just given a canvas, you draw anything, and it just automatically acts like the thing. Kind of like Scribblenauts, where it's just like you can combine words together and you get this crazy thing. Yeah, not a bad game, I guess. It's very average, okay, sort of platforming type of game. I kind of found it boring most of the time, but it's alright, I guess. The sequel seems a little bit more interesting, though. I played a tiny bit of it. Seems a bit better, but I can't really say for sure. Yeah, on to like Eagle Creature, Save the Forest. We have this complete and in pretty good condition. Got this from 99 Gamers for $5 back in the day before it went down. And yeah, this is a RTS type of game on the DS. I think it does the RTS genre pretty well on the DS. Though I've seen it hasn't gotten the best review scores from review outlets, but whatever. I think it's not that bad of a game, so yeah, I might do a review on this one day too, by the way. So yeah, if you like RTS type of games, you might like this game too. This next one, we've got 2 copies of the same game, and there's a specific reason why. We've got Guitar Hero on Tour, the box copy, and we've got Guitar Hero on Tour, that's a just game-only copy. I think this is complete in pretty good condition. This is missing a few things, but overall pretty much complete. Yeah, I got this one first for Christmas several years back, but then I found this at a Habitat for Humanity, and originally I thought this was going to be a lot cheaper than I ended up paying for it. I thought I'd get this for like 50 cents or something, but no, when I got to the counter it was like $2. And sorry about that voice crack, but You know, I would have taken it back, but then I felt like I would have looked like a cheapskate if I'm really just gonna, you know, not buy a game that's just $2 because it's really not that much more than 50 cents. So I was like, all right, screw it, I'll just pay the $2 and just get out of there. And then I found out later that this is kind of missing a couple things, and that made me a little more disappointed with buying this one. I was just like, what the heck, you know? I was expecting this to be complete at least. But yeah, Guitar Hero on Tour, it's a great conversion of Guitar Hero on the DS. I definitely recommend the series, but you definitely need a Nintendo DS Lite or an original Nintendo DS to play these games because of the little contraption thing there that plugs into the bottom of it, and you gotta hold your DS sideways. So yeah, if you have a DS Lite and you like the Guitar Hero series, definitely check out these games. We got 2 more Guitar Hero games. We got Guitar Hero on Tour Decades, and then we got the box copy of Guitar Hero on Tour Modern Hits. This I got for Christmas, and this I got for Christmas as well, and this is where I got my original grip thing. The other one does have the grip in it as well, but yeah, not a whole lot I'm going to say because I'd just be repeating myself in the previous thing. This is basically Guitar Hero on Tour, but it goes through different decades, obviously. You know, you got 70s music in one venue, 80s music in another venue, you got 90s music and so forth. And modern hits, you know, it's more modern songs from like the mid-2000s to like 2010 or 11 when this thing was released. So yeah, even though this one's more modern, I still think the track list overall is pretty good. And really the track list in all 3 games are pretty good. So yeah, if you like I said, if you like Guitar Hero and you have a DS Lite, definitely check these games out. I Spy Game Pack. This one comes with I Spy Funhouse and I Spy Universe, and this is the one I was talking about when talking about I Spy Universe that I got that I kind of regret getting. I Spy Universe, well, I mean, not, well, I guess regret getting, but in any case, you know, I found this later at Walmart for $5, pre-owned, I guess, you know. I just have it sealed though, because I don't really feel in the mood to play it just yet. Maybe one day when I do, I will open it, of course. But yeah, regardless, $5 for both these games is a pretty good price. And if you like I Spy, I definitely just recommend you get this game pack because it has 2 games in one. You got 2 Kirby games here, and that's Kirby Superstar Ultra and Kirby Squeak Squad. And let me open them up, I guess. We got the case and the manual, but I'm actually missing the game for this one, which sucks. And this one, we've got everything. We've got the case and the manual, and I do have the game, but it's just not in the case. Yeah, sucks that I lost the cartridge through this one. I'll definitely try and get it again if I can, for a reasonable price though, you know, I'm not going to pay a whole lot, because I'm pretty sure I paid brand new price for this way back in the day, and I don't want to spend more than like, I don't know, $5 or so on the cartridge, if at all possible, you know. I'm not going to spend a ridiculous amount. But yeah, it's a pretty good conversion of Kirby Superstar from Super Nintendo on DS. Recommended if you like that game or Kirby in general. And yeah, this is a pretty fun Kirby game as well. It's got some unique powers to it and stuff. And a treasure hunting aspect to it as well. So if you like Kirby, definitely recommend these 2 games on DS. Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. Sadly, we don't have the game for this one either. We have the case and the manual and stuff. It has a stupid new sticker on it, which kind of sucks, but whatever. Yeah. This is really... Thankfully, though, I played this all the way through. Also with Kirby Superstar Ultra, I played all the way through before I lost the games. So, you know, at least I've done that, I suppose. So it's not like I have to get these games again. It's just more like if I want to, if I see them really cheap, I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? But yeah, it's a really fun RPG type of game. This is my introduction to the Mario and Luigi series, or my true introduction. I think I played a tiny bit of Partners in Time on a friend's DS, but this was like my own legit game and legit introduction to the series. So yeah, I definitely recommend Mario and Luigi, and I will check out the rest of the series. We have another double feature of sorts, and that's Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games and Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. Let me get this open. this is complete as well. I just don't have the cartridge in there, and it's in pretty good condition. And this one, I also have complete as well, and in pretty good condition. The reason I have these on DS is because I didn't have a Wii at the time, so I couldn't get the Wii versions, these and the Wii version, just because the Wii version has, you know, motion controls and stuff, which, you know, I don't always want to do motion controls, especially, you know, for extended periods of time, I guess. But, yeah, these are both pretty fun little handheld ports, and each, I think this does have, like, its own exclusive games, in this version compared to the Wii version. I think, like, maybe ski shooting and basketball were, like, two exclusive ones in this one. I don't really know, but, yeah, this is really fun if you like, Mario and Sonic. You know, you can play this without, you know, all the motion controls and shit. And this one's pretty fun too. It actually has its own story mode, which was exclusive to this version and not the Wii version. And you know, it's a decent story mode, I guess. It's kind of fun to just wander around and, you know, you do different missions and stuff. And in terms of which one's better, I'd definitely say this one's better. You know, not only does it have story mode, but I think some of the mini games in here are a lot more fun than this one. But they're both still pretty good, and I recommend them both. Mario Party DS. You open it up, we have this complete cartridge. This isn't in the case at the moment. And yeah, this is a really fun Mario Party game on the go. I liked Mario Party, and that's why I got this, because at the time this was the only portable Mario Party game that there was. Now that there's some on 3DS, I think, so you can always get those, and eventually I'm pretty sure there's going to be one on the Nintendo Switch, so you can always also get it on that and have a portable Mario Party. But yeah, this is a pretty good first attempt at a portable Mario Party. I really like this game. It's got a unique theme to it. The theme of this one is that you've been shrunken down and you're tiny and you're like these huge environments that are in normal life. Like the first one's a garden, another one's a music room, and you know, other stuff like that. So yeah, if you like Mario Party and you have a DS, or even a 3DS, I guess, because they play DS games as well, definitely check this one out. Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2, March of the Minis. Yeah, this is complete, pretty good condition. The cartridge is on there at the moment. Yeah, it's pretty fun sort of game. It's, you know, sequel to Mario vs. Donkey Kong. This actually plays different from Mario vs. Donkey Kong, the first one, because I think in that one you could actually play as Mario. This one you don't really. It's just you drop minis and stuff and they do whatever. Yeah, it's an interesting little puzzle game, and you can make your own levels. That's kind of fun too. But yeah, if you like sort of puzzle type games, I recommend this one. New Super Mario Brothers. We have this complete, pretty good condition as well. This was actually one of the first Nintendo DS games I got. Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2 March of the Minis was another one. And yeah, I think this was like one of the main reasons why I wanted a DS was for this game, because, you know, in this one you could get the Mega Mushroom, and Mario could get super huge and just destroy everything in his way, which is pretty cool. And surprisingly only exclusive to this version. You know, it kind of sucks. I figured that'd be something they'd just kind of bring over to the other ones, but whatever. I guess each version has to have their own sort of exclusive power-up. But yeah, even though it's just basically Mario in 3D, you know, classic 2D side-scrolling Mario in 3D, it's pretty cool. Just for that Mega Mushroom part. So yeah, even if you have some of the other ones, I'd recommend this one just to maybe screw around with the Mega Mushroom. Rayman, Raving Rabbids 2. We don't have the game for this one, but we do have everything else. I lost this one too, sadly, but I think I pretty much played all the way through this one as well, so it's not a big deal. Plus, I think of the other games that I lost, this one's probably the cheapest one. You know, probably won't cost me any more than $10 just for the cartridge, so that's a good thing, I guess, because I wouldn't really want to pay more, since I think I got this pretty much brand new when it came out, so I don't want to, you know, spend a lot more on it again. But yeah, just mini games on the DS with the rabbits and stuff. I didn't have a Wii, and this was the only way of sort of having a Rayman and Rabbids game, which for some reason I wanted. Not really sure. I guess I was expecting a different game than what I got, and yeah, whatever. It's not a bad game. If you like minigame style games and rabbits, you could check this one out, I guess. Sonic Colors. We have this complete and in pretty good condition. The cartridge is in there right now. I think I got this brand new when it came out because I didn't have a Wii at the time and I wanted Sonic Colors, so I just got this version, which is actually a pretty fun version. You know, it's 2D, it's not 3D like Sonic Colors on Wii, and it's got a few exclusive Wisp, yeah, it's got 2 exclusive Wisps. It's got that little red one and it's got this little purple one, which they both have sort of different abilities in this game, but I think the purple one sort of returns in the Wii version, but it's got a completely different ability compared to this one. And yeah, if you like 2D, you know, old school Sonic type of games, you probably really like this game. I did. You should definitely check it out. Spider-Man, Friend or Foe. We have this complete in pretty good condition. Yeah, I don't know if I got this brand new or maybe pre-owned, something like that. Actually, I think I might have got this for Christmas or something. But anyways, it's not a bad conversion of Spider-Man Friend or Foe, you know, on DS. It retains its beat 'em up style gameplay. And yeah, at one point I was actually going to get rid of this because I was like, I didn't really like it all that much or something. Like I was basically just going to give it to this kid for free. Just the cartridge at that time. This was back in middle school, I think. But then after like playing it for a little bit or something, and then you know just replaying it a bit, I'm like, you know what? I still kind of like this game. I don't really want to get rid of it. So sadly, I told the kid, I changed my mind. I don't really want to give you this game. Which I guess today I'm sort of glad I didn't, because I mean, not only is it not a bad beat 'em up game, but I mean that would be one more game that I don't have the actual cartridge to. I just have the case and stuff, so yeah, at least I still have it complete now. But yeah, I definitely look forward to getting more of the console ones, because I imagine they're a lot better than this one. But yeah, if you like little beat 'em up type of games and you like Spider-Man, you might like this game. Tony Hawk's Potion. Let me open this up. You have it complete in pretty good condition, and this one's pretty interesting because, as you can see, you've got a regular DS cartridge, but then you also have this little Game Boy Advance style cartridge, which actually isn't a game, I don't think. I think, yeah, both the games are on this one because it's actually on the 2 games, but this is to help with the motion aspect of Tony Hawk's Motion. And, yeah. So, I got this for $5 off of 99 Gamers back in the day before it went defunct. I'm not going to say a whole lot in this game because I plan on doing a review of this at some point. And yeah, it does come with 2 games though. You've got Tony Hawk's Motion and Hue Pixel Painter, which to be honest with you, I think Hue Pixel Painter is a lot better than this one. But I'm not going to get into it. I'll get into it in the review. Yeah, it's an interesting little game. It's an interesting little piece of Nintendo DS history, I suppose, because this predates the whole gyro thing in the 3DS. So yeah, if you like interesting sort of DS games, I guess I recommend this one. Toy Story 3. It comes in pretty good condition and complete. There is some wrinkling on the back of the plastic, but that's kind of whatever. The reason I got this game was mainly for Toy Box mode, because that kind of sounds pretty fun to me. And I didn't own like a PS3 or a Wii or anything like that at the time, so I just got a DS port, and the DS port's okay, you know. I've recently, like, since getting this game, I played the Wii port, which is a bit more traditional to the actual games on like PS3 and 360. And that one's okay too. In Toy Box mode, it's okay. It's sort of open world, kinda. You can build stuff, I guess. I don't really know. It wasn't super interesting to really hold my interest as much. And yeah, this one, it doesn't actually have a Toy Box mode, but it has like this sort of tower defense mode. I don't know if you can really see right there, but yeah, it's like you place stuff down, and I think you can run around in 3D environments, and you know, you got to defend your tower and stuff like that. So I guess that's one cool little aspect about this game. It's got a fairly fun tower defense game mode. But other than that, the campaign is okay. It's pretty short, and it's not all that great. But yeah, I definitely will get this on PS3 because I'd like to play Zerg. That would be the version of this game I'd like to have. But yeah, if you like tower defense stuff, you might want to check this one out just for tower defense. And finally, we have Yoshi's Island DS, which unfortunately we don't have the cartridge for anymore, but we have everything else, so that's good. Thankfully, I completed this game before I lost it. Actually, I completed the game, but then I was over at someone's house and their relatives or something, their little cousins or whatever, they played this game. I think they erased my save file and played over it or something. So that kind of annoyed me at the time, and I was kind of trying to replay this game, I guess, but at that point I was kind of tired of the game, I guess, or didn't really feel like playing it, I think. But in any case, I know I've at least beaten it, so whatever. And yeah, it's a pretty fun 2D side-scrolling game. It's Yoshi's Island style game. If you like those games, it's pretty fun. As far as my favorite baby, I guess, would have to be, Bowser. Baby Bowser, he's pretty fun to use. And DK is pretty cool too. They all have their sort of ups and downs, But yeah, at one point I'll definitely try and get the cartridge to this game, and who knows, maybe play it again. And that is my DS collection. I hope you all enjoyed this video, as always, and I hope it wasn't too long. Yeah, in any case, this has been part 8. We've got a couple more to go. We're getting close to the end, I promise. And yeah, till then, take care.